At the time of divorce, Adrian said to me, "Stella, without me, you couldn't even afford a beggar's bowl on the street." I recorded this sentence on my phone and set it as his exclusive ringtone. It had been 3 years. Every time he called, that cold, disdainful voice would explode in my dilapidated rental room, like slaps repeatedly striking my face. The day I received the divorce certificate was a stormy one. Dark clouds hung low, like a dirty rag covering the city sky. Adrian didn't even let me enter the Civil Affairs Bureau. His special assistant, the Leo secretary who always wore impeccably ironed suits and had his hair combed meticulously, held a huge black umbrella and stopped me in the rain curtain. "Miss Stella," he stuffed a thin file bag into my hand, his voice flat as if handing over an ordinary package. "Adrian's intention is for you to sign it. The terms are all inside. Once signed, he will immediately arrange for someone to take you to the airport." Rainwater dripped down the umbrella's edge, splashing onto my shoes, instantly staining the cheap canvas shoes with dark watermarks. I clutched the lightweight bag, my fingertips cold. "Where is he?" Leo's secretary adjusted his gold-rimmed glasses, his gaze behind the lenses carrying a barely perceptible pity. "Adrian is in a meeting. He is very busy. Miss Stella, Adrian hopes you leave as soon as possible." Heh, I tugged at the corner of my mouth, rainwater flowing into it, salty and bitter. "He's afraid I'll dirty his place, right?" Leo's secretary didn't respond, just tilted the umbrella further toward me. In front of him, I tore open the file bag. Divorce agreement. The terms were clear and cold, just like Adrian himself. I, Stella, voluntarily waived all marital property division, including but not limited to all movable and immovable properties, equities, funds, deposits under Adrian's name, leaving with nothing. As compensation, Adrian generously paid me a lump sum of 500,000 yuan. Followed by a long string of zeros that stung my eyes painfully. 500,000. To buy out my 5-year marriage, to buy out my service like a nanny to him and his picky mother, to buy out the child I miscarried for him that was less than 3 months old, even to buy out the favor my Lin family once bestowed on his Shin family. Truly, such a huge sum. I lifted my head, through the dense rain curtain, looking at the skyscraper towering into the clouds next to the Civil Affairs Bureau. The top floor was the president's office of the Shin Group. I knew Adrian must be standing in front of that huge floor-to-ceiling window, overlooking this farce below like ants. Could he see my current disheveled state? See my cheap dress soaked by rainwater, see the peeling shoes on my feet, see me like a fool clutching that agreement like a deed of sale? My heart felt as if gripped tightly by an icy hand, painful to the point of breathlessness. "Pen." I heard my own voice, hoarsely strained. Leo's secretary immediately handed over an expensive signing pen. I didn't even glance at the agreement again, flipped to the last page, and found the signature line. The pen tip hovered over the paper, trembling slightly. 5 years flashed before my eyes like a lantern show. At first meeting, he wore faded jeans and a plaid shirt, quietly reading in the library corner, sunlight falling on his handsome profile, clean like a painting. Back then, he was the talented senior Adrian from a humble background. Later, he held my hand, knelt before my father, eyes firm. "Uncle Edward, I know I can't give Stella the best now, but I swear, I'll spend my life striving to make her happy." My father, the lifelong steadfast old engineer, seeing the light in his daughter's eyes, finally nodded. The Lin family took out savings, even mortgaged the house, to support Adrian's entrepreneurship. And then? The Shin Group rose like a rocket. The Adrian who once cooked me a bowl of hot noodle soup late at night gradually disappeared amid the halo of high-end suits and luxury watches. He came home later and later, the perfume scent on him growing stronger, his gaze toward me shifting from gentle to picky, eventually leaving only cold indifference and undisguised annoyance. He disliked my clothes as not classy enough, embarrassing him. Disliked my inability to speak eloquently, unfit for the stage. Disliked my home-cooked meals as too ordinary, inferior to Michelin 3-star. Disliked my entire being, unworthy of his current status as Adrian. Various glamorous socialites, ladies, and career elites began surrounding him. And I became an eyesore in his successful life, a stain urgently needing removal. His mother, the sharp-tongued Mrs. Shen, had disdain etched on her face. Look at you, what part of you deserves him? Can't even lay an egg. Occupying the latrine without using it. That night, holding the pregnancy test with its clear 2 red lines, my joyful heart hadn't even started leaping when I received Adrian's call. His tone was tired and cold. Mom is unwell, hospitalized, go take care of her quickly. Adrian, I'm very busy, don't bother me. The call was ruthlessly hung up. I went to the hospital alone. Registered, paid, accompanied for checks, listened to the old lady's varied complaints and orders. Running up and down, utterly exhausted. At a stair corner, my foot suddenly slipped. Intense pain spread from my lower abdomen. When I woke on the cold examination bed, the doctor told me in a formulaic tone, miscarriage. The month is still small, rest well. In the empty ward, only me. I called Adrian repeatedly. Until late night, he appeared, reeking of alcohol and unfamiliar perfume. Miscarried? He stood by the bed, looking down at me, brow slightly furrowed, as if assessing an item's damage degree. Well, saves trouble. In your current state, you couldn't raise a child well anyway. At that moment, my heart completely died. Now, this 500,000 agreement was the last straw breaking the camel's back. It also thoroughly crushed my last ridiculous illusion about him and this marriage. The pen tip fell. Stella, signed crookedly, exhausting all my strength. After signing, I threw the pen back to Leo's secretary, like discarding something dirty. The money? Leo's secretary took out a thin bank card from his briefcase. Password is the last 6 digits of your birthday. Miss Stella, the car is waiting outside to take you to the airport. Adrian booked a ticket to Yun City for you. The climate there is mild, suitable for recuperation. Recuperation? It's exile. Sending me far away, out of sight, out of mind. I took the card, the cold plastic pricking my palm. 500,000, buying out my 5 years of youth, buying out my Lin family's full support, buying out an unborn child. Adrian, well done. I didn't take the car he arranged. I stuffed the card, along with the signed divorce agreement, back into Leo's secretary's hand. Tell him, rainwater flowed wildly down my cheeks, indistinguishable from tears, keep this 500,000 to buy himself a better grave. After saying that, I turned and plunged into the pouring rain. Behind me came Leo's secretary's anxious shouts, Miss Stella. Miss Stella. Where are you going? Where to? The world is vast, yet there's no place for me. But I, Stella, even if crawling, won't crawl back to Adrian's feet. I settled in the city's most marginal urban village. Rented a single room less than 10 square meters. Walls mottled, corners with water seepage marks, a creaking wooden bed, a peeling broken table, that was all my possessions. Rent, 500 yuan a month. 500,000? I snapped that card and threw it into the moat. What I wanted wasn't charity. It was dignity. To survive, and then, to live with some dignity. Adrian's words, couldn't even afford a beggar's bowl on the street, were like a poisoned needle, stabbing my heart day and night. In university, I studied jewelry design, once had inspiration and dreams. But after marriage, Adrian's words, my Adrian's woman doesn't need to show her face working outside, and I obediently put away my brushes and tools, becoming a canary he kept in a luxurious cage. 5 years, enough to turn an industry upside down, also enough to completely waste a once talented person. My resume sank without trace. Slightly decent companies, upon seeing my 5-year gap, directly passed. I urgently needed a job, any job. Finally, in a small accessories workshop hidden deep in the wholesale market, I found work. The boss was a lean middle-aged woman, everyone called her Sister Jenny. The workshop was filled with a mix of metal dust and glue smells. My job was to use rough files to polish those cheap alloy accessory blanks, then stick a pile of colorful, plastic-feeling rhinestones according to the drawings. 10 hours a day, fingers blistered from grinding, then calloused thickly, nostrils forever with unremovable metal smell. Monthly salary, $2,800. Sister Jenny, cigarette in mouth, squinted watching me clumsily stick a rhinestone crooked, sneered, college student? TSK, still end up doing this? Don't have too high aspirations, being able to scrape a meal is good enough. I lowered my head, said nothing, just gripped the tweezers tighter. Aspirations? Long trampled into the mud by Adrian. But I couldn't die. Monthly $500 rent, utilities, food, transportation, 2008, barely enough. I quit milk, quit fruits, cheapest noodles with some vegetable leaves was a meal. Clothes scavenged from night market stalls, 20 yuan each. Life's pressure crushed over like a millstone. In the dead of night, lying on the creaking bed, hearing the neighboring couple's quarrels and child's cries, and the downstairs food stall's clamor, fatigue would drown me like tides. Tears silently flowed into the pillow. Adrian's face, his mother's sharp features, Leo's secretary's pitying gaze, and that lightweight 500,000 bank card, repeatedly tore in my mind. Stella, without me, you couldn't even afford a beggar's bowl on the street. That sentence echoed like a curse. No. I sat up abruptly, fiercely wiping away tears. Turned on the phone, the screen's faint light illuminating the narrow space. I pulled out that recording. Adrian's cold voice sounded again. This time, I didn't cry. I set it as his exclusive ringtone. Then, I opened that dust-covered old tablet. It was from my university days, configuration long outdated, screen a bit blurry. Inside, stored my student-era design drafts. Some imaginative, immature concepts. I couldn't afford expensive professional drawing software. So online, I found a free, extremely basic drawing app. Days doing hard labor in the workshop, nights back in the rental, hunched over the broken table, using that cheap stylus, slowly drawing on the tablet's small, sluggish screen. Drawing lines precipitated after life's grinding. Drawing starlight hidden in the heart, never extinguished. Drawing those, shattered dreams, reassembled shapes. Without gems, use lines to outline stars. Without precious metals, use flowing curves to express breakage and recombination. Inspiration often came in the dead of night when most tired, accompanied by hunger's grumbles, quietly arriving. Days rolled forward like rusted gears, arduously. Until that day, Sister Jenny took an urgent order. Client wanted a batch of somewhat designed silver jewelry, imitating a niche designer's style, but price pressed extremely low. The few ants in the workshop who only stuck rhinestones were helpless. Sister Jenny was anxious to the point of foaming at the mouth. Finally her gaze swept around and landed on me. Stella, didn't you study that design thing? Come look. If messed up, forget this month's salary. I went over, looking at the blurry pictures and requirements sent by the client. It was a very unique style, combining broken, irregular elements with stellar cosmic intentions, carrying a cold yet stubborn aesthetic. My heart jumped suddenly. This style, too familiar. It was my university-era practice drafts secretly drawn on an unnoticed small blog. Because too weird, never shown. Later married Adrian, that blog abandoned. How could, suppressing the turmoil in my heart, I picked up paper and pen, quickly sketching against the pictures and requirements. Lines smooth, structure precise, even more fitting to that style's essence than the client's pictures. Sister Jenny and the nearby ants were stunned. Not bad. Got skills. Sister Jenny patted my shoulder hard. Hurry, refine the design drawings. If this batch succeeds, add 200 yuan bonus. I held my breath, fully focused. This wasn't just for 200 yuan bonus. This was, after 5 years of waste, the first time touching design itself again. That night, the rental's light stayed on till late. I hunched over the table, drawing obliviously. Fingertips sore from prolonged effort, eyes dry and swollen, but deep down, a tiny flame was reignited. That batch of silver jewelry order, thanks to my designs, completed unexpectedly smoothly. Client very satisfied, even proactively proposed cooperating with Sister Jenny next time. Sister Jenny beamed, unprecedentedly stuffing me 500 yuan. Stella, didn't see it, you're talented. From now on, workshop's brainy jobs are yours. Salary, raised to 3,500 yuan raise. In Adrian's world, perhaps not enough for an afternoon tea. But for me, meant occasionally adding an egg, or buying a better hand cream to relieve hands roughened by files and metal. More importantly, that weak flame seemed to burn brighter. I started using all fragment times to draw. During lunch breaks, while others scrolled phones or chatted, I hid in the raw materials corner, doodling on the tablet. After work, rejected Sister Jenny's introduced reliable match blind date, plunged back into rental. Drawings increased. I no longer just imitated past style. Life's hardships, marriage's breakage, inner unwillingness, and struggles, these heavy emotions turned into lines under the pen. Designs began having soul. A sense of strength struggling upward in mud. I carefully posted these drafts on several domestic niche designer sharing platforms. Using the name SX. Initially, sank without trace, unnoticed. Until one late night, as usual, I uploaded a set of brooch designs named Light of the Fisher. Inspiration from the ugly water-seeping crack in the rental corner. Under my pen, the crack outlined into irregular geometric lines, internally with minimalist hollow structure, enclosing a tiny star that seemed about to extinguish any time. Next day waking, habitually opening the platform, I was stunned. Messages exploded. 99 plus likes, comments, private messages. An influential independent designer blogger forwarded my pics, captioned just one sentence, in breakage, hides the most stubborn star. Shocking. Comment section exploded, damn. This design. Epic. Lines so powerful. Cold and stubborn. Inexplicably want to cry? Feels like the author has a story. Ask if master takes orders? Want custom. Same. Price negotiable. My heart raced, fingers trembling opening private messages. Most expressing love and inquiring custom prices. A few from independent designer brand studios, asking if interested in collaboration. One caught my attention. Sender ID Mia, avatar cool dark hand-drawn. Her intro simple, independent brand moon dust principle. Hello SX, love the breakage and resilience conveyed by Light of the Fisher, precisely expressing the brand core I've been seeking. Our brand is preparing a series themed ruins and rebirth, wondering if honored to invite you as chief designer? We can discuss details. Moon dust. I've heard of this brand. Though newly established, style extremely distinct and bold, great reputation among individuality pursuing youth, prices quite high. Huge surprise and incredulous dizziness instantly hit me. I took several deep breaths to barely steady myself, trembling fingers replying, hello. Thank you very much for your appreciation. I'm very willing to discuss. Meeting with Mia at an industrial-style cafe. I rummaged the wardrobe, found the only decent beige knit sweater, washed somewhat old, but clean. Jeans bought years ago, no longer fitting well. Hair carefully combed, face dusted with cheapest powder, trying to cover long-term sleep-deprived pallor. Looking at the still plain, even shabby self in the mirror, heart a bit uneasy. Pushing the door, lazy jazz flowed in the cafe. By the window sat a woman. Neat purple short hair, wearing uniquely cut black oversized suit, exaggerated geometric metal earrings, fingertips holding a slim mint cigarette, looking outside. Aura strong like a model from magazine cover. I subconsciously gripped the canvas bag strap, walked over. Hello, is this Miss Mia? I'm SX. She turned, gaze sharp like a scalpel, scanning me up and down. That look made me feel like a commodity for sale, or a lab rat. My back instantly tensed. Sit. She pointed to the opposite seat, voice lazily hoarse, no warmth. I sat somewhat awkwardly. What to drink, she asked. Americano, thanks. I tried to sound calm. She raised hand calling waiter, ordered 2 Americanos. Then, from her black big bag, took out printed design drafts, pushed to me. Exactly my Light of the Fisher set. Tell me, she leaned slightly forward, those deep purple eyeshadow eyes staring at me, why Fisher? Why Light? Why, so despairing, yet so vigorous? Her questions blunt and sharp, like dissecting someone. I picked up the just-delivered Americano, hot liquid sliding down throat, bringing bitter warmth. Also gave me some courage. I looked at those drafts, at that artistically rendered rental corner crack. Because, the fissure is proof of existence. I spoke slowly, voice still tight, life or emotions won't always be glamorous. Breakage, scars, imperfections are the norm. That fissure, ugly, obtrusive. But it's there, unavoidable, uneradicable. The light, she pursued, eyes strikingly bright. Light. I paused, fingertips unconsciously rubbing the rough coffee cup wall. Light isn't bestowed by others. It's that unyielding thing in your heart. Even if pinhead-sized, even squeezed by the fissure nearly extinguished, as long as it's there, you must grit teeth, dig it out from that fissure. I lifted head, meeting her gaze. Unknowingly, eyes heated, but I didn't let tears fall. This set isn't praising Light. It's acknowledging the fissure's existence, then, in the fissure, reassembling yourself. Even if crooked, even if wounded all over, but that's your own shape, not defined by others. After speaking, I gulped a big mouthful of coffee, masking my slightly trembling hands and overexcited emotions. Done. Was it too sentimental? Too personal? People want commercial design. Mia said nothing. She just looked at me, those sharp eyes seeming to pierce my feigned calm, seeing the dilapidated rental behind me, me tearing the divorce agreement in rainy night, me grinding cheap accessories day and night in the workshop. Time ticked by, air quiet enough to hear my heartbeat. Just as I couldn't sit still, Mia suddenly laughed. Not polite smile, but heartfelt, with wildness and appreciation. Ha 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 ha. Good. Good reassembling yourself in the fissure. She slapped the table, drawing looks from nearby tables. Stella? She accurately called my name, we used real names online. I nodded. I'm Mia, she extended hand, this time eyes without scrutiny, only pure excitement of finding kindred, collaborate. Ruins and Rebirth series, to you. I want this vigor of crawling from mud, wounded yet pushing forward. Her hand strong, gripping mine transmitting scalding power. Treatment, base design fee plus sales share, contract I'll send later. Also, she slyly winked, a meeting gift. She picked up phone, quickly operated. Seconds later, my phone vibrated. A bank deposit SMS. Amount, 200,000.00. I stared at the zeros, brain blank. 200,000? Advance. Mia said lightly, don't mind less. I trust you, Stella, these hands worth this price, will be worth more. Take it, get decent housing, buy decent tools. Design needs dignity. Dignity, these words hammered my heart. Leaving cafe, standing on bustling street, sunlight glaring. I clutched phone, looking at that SMS long. Until eyes burned by sun, hot tears finally surged. This time, not from humiliation and despair. Because I finally, by myself, retouched the thing called dignity. Mia's advance like timely rain. I didn't immediately leave that urban village. Just switched to slightly larger room with small window, at least walls no longer seeping. Then, bought life's first true professional drawing computer, a precise pressure-sensitive stylus, and a genuine drawing software set. When fingertips smoothly moved on sleek drawing board, watching screen present delicate precise lines, a long-lost feeling of controlling fate arose. Ruins and Rebirth series became my life's all. Days still at Sister Jenny's workshop. Basic survival security, also deliberately retained connection to groundedness. Those metals cold touch, grinding's dull repetition, instead added gritty realism to my designs. Nights, back to that small, but no longer so cold room, I plunged into Ruins and Rebirth world. Mia gave fullest trust and freedom. She only provided theme direction, specific designs fully to me. Pressure huge, but motivation stronger. I poured all pain, unwillingness, crushed self-esteem, and reignited fighting spirit into the pen tip. Designs born one by one. Earrings inspired by broken walls, sharp irregular silver pieces combined, edges inlaid with tiny black zircons, like solidified teardrops, or stubbornly flickering microlights on ruins. Named Nirvana necklace main body, an abstracted, distorted phoenix, wound from countless tiny scorched silver wires, center holding a teardrop-cut deep red garnet, like blood-bathed rebirth. Also root system bracelet, designed as tangled metal vines, deeply rooted into earth posture, vines sporadically dotted with small turquoises, symbolizing life's force never stopping spreading under ruins. Each piece carried strong personal mark, attention seeking order in destruction, reconstructing beauty in breakage. Mia seeing final design collection, replied 2 words, explosive. Next month's, I like wound up top. Collaboration with Sister Jenny's workshop ending. Workshop's craft level couldn't bear my increasingly complex exquisite design requirements. Mia waved big, directly used resources, introduced me to a high-end jewelry workshop OEM for international brands. The old masters there saw my designs, eyes lit, repeatedly saying has ideas. Has soul. Watching own pen concepts, in experienced craftsman hands, bit by bit becoming tangible, shining with cold light objects, that satisfaction indescribable. Meanwhile, Moon Dust's promo team started. Ruins and Rebirth series concept photos by emerging photographer known for expressiveness. Model not glamorous star, but a female dancer with obvious burn scars on face, yet incredibly resolute eyes. In photos, before broken walls background, she wore broken wall earrings, Nirvana necklace, root system bracelet, standing or dancing. Scars interwoven with jewelry's cold light, breakage colliding with resilience, forming heart-shocking visual impact. Photos released that night, Moon Dust official account exploded. Damn. What divine design. Beauty to tears. Model sister epic. This is true beauty. Undefined beauty. Ask who the designer is? SX? Never heard before. This style too unique powerful. Pre-sale link? Release quick. Wallet ready. I declare, SX is my god. This design hits soul. Pre-sale channel opened instant, system crashed. Limited first batch, sold out in 3 minutes. SX name overnight exploded in design, fashion circles, even larger scopes. Ruins and Rebirth success thoroughly changed my life trajectory. I moved from urban village, rented a bright 1-bedroom in downtown quiet old community. Not big, but clean, cozy, with south-facing small balcony for my drawing table. I formally quit Sister Jenny's workshop. Leaving, her look complex, surprise, envy, finally just patted shoulder, girl, fly higher. I smiled gratefully. That period struggling in mud taught me precious things too. Mia directly signed me as Moon Dust exclusive designer, gave brand partner identity. Share ratio quite favorable. She decisive, sharp-eyed, more importantly, she understood the soul in my designs. Stella, she liked calling me, these hands born for this bowl of rice. Before, heart blinded by lard. I knew she meant Adrian. I never detailed past to her, but her eyes seemed to see through everything. Life filled with busyness and achievement. Design, sampling, workshop communication, brand activities, schedule packed. Still stayed up, but not from despair, but love and anticipation. Face's pallor replaced by confident glow, clothes still simple comfortable, but texture and cut already different. Eyes lingering timidity and confusion precipitated into calm and firmness. SX name started appearing in fashion magazine interviews, topping design forum discussion posts, in some small award nomination lists. That day, Mia mysteriously tossed me an exquisite invitation. Here, night after tomorrow, Hawaii charity night, half domestic fashion and art circles attending. Our Moon Dust invited, you as chief designer must show face. Several important collectors and gallery owners coming, good for your development. Looking at gold embossed invitation, some hesitation. Mia, you know I'm not good at. Stop. Mia interrupted, pretty purple short hair tossed, socializing part of work. Besides, what fear? You're now SX. Not that Stella sticking rhinestones in broken workshop. Bring out that I'm the most beautiful vigor in your designs. She dragged me to her styling studio without argument. 2 hours later, looking at mirror person, somewhat dazed. A minimalist cut ink green velvet gown, setting off fair skin. No complex decorations, only smooth lines wrapping body, aptly outlining curves. Neck wearing self-designed Nirvana necklace, that distorted, blood-reborn phoenix, gleaming between collarbones. Hair loosely up, few strands hanging by neck. Makeup light, emphasizing brows and eyes. Mirror eyes calm, bright, with post-tempering clarity and power. Tisk, perfect. Mia arms crossed, satisfied admiring her work. Remember, tonight not socializing, but bombing the venue. Especially meeting certain blind scums, bomb them to death. I knew her implication. Adrian's Shin Group also has jewelry brands, high probability he appears at such occasions. Heart slightly sank, but immediately surging was nearly cold calm. What comes, will come. Hawaii Charity Night at City Center Top Hotel Banquet Hall. Crystal chandeliers refracting brilliant lights, elegant attire, toasts crossing. Air filled with high-end perfume, cigar, money mix smell. Mia linking my arm, like proud black swan, leading me through crowd. She sociable, effortlessly introducing me to big shots. This is our moon dust soul, SX designer, Miss Stella. Stella's designs, everyone recently seen? Ruins and rebirth, portrayal of her heart. Ken, the root system bracelet special custom you wanted to collect last time, Stella made personally. I tried maintaining proper smile, coping with various curious, appreciative, probing gazes. Palms slightly sweaty, but back straight. Turns out, standing under spotlight not as scary as imagined. When you have enough strength as backing. Just as I slightly relaxed, preparing to get champagne, a familiar bone-deep voice, with uncertain probe, sounded behind. Stella? My body instantly stiffened. Blood seemed to freeze. No need to turn, I knew who. Adrian. I slowly turned. Years unseen, he still strikingly handsome. Expensive custom suit wrapping tall figure, hair meticulously combed. Time seemed especially kind, adding mature man's steady aura. But now, his usual all-controlling composure gone, replaced by thick astonishment and incredulity. His gaze like searchlight, fixed on me. Top to bottom, head to toe, no detail missed. That look had shock, strangeness, confusion, and a absurdity like carefully collected fake suddenly becoming rare treasure. He probably never dreamed seeing in such top occasion, the ex-wife he discarded like trash. And such a Stella. No longer that cheap-skirted, shrinking housewife. But in high couture gown, wearing self-designed dazzling jewelry, arm linked by fashion nouveau riche, calmly under spotlight designer SX. Really you? Adrian's voice tight, stepped forward, subconsciously wanting to grab my arm. I slightly sidestepped, unobtrusively avoiding his touch. Movement elegant, with distant politeness. Adrian. I spoke, voice calm, like addressing ordinary business partner. This address like ice water bucket, instantly waking Adrian. Extended hand stiff mid-air, face changed. Astonishment faded, Shin President cold severity and scrutiny quickly climbed his eyes. How are you here? His tone sank, with habitual questioning, gaze swept Mia beside me, back to me, full of inquiry and displeasure, and this attire. SX? Heh, Stella, what scheme now? Playing such low-class tricks, interesting? His voice not loud, but in our relatively quiet corner, clearly entered nearby ears. Air seemed stagnant. Mia's brows instantly knitted, about to erupt. I gently pressed her arm. I looked at Adrian, at his undisguised doubt and offended anger. In his eyes, Stella probably forever that dependent pitiful worm who can't live without him. My current glamour, to him, either fake or using low-class means. How ridiculous, and how pathetic. Heart's last ripple from past thoroughly calmed. I even slightly curved mouth, showing standard, no warmth business smile. Adrian joking. My voice clearly rose, not high, but enough for nearby perked ears to hear. SX is my professional identity. I stand here by own designs and hands, openly. Instead Adrian. I paused, gaze calmly meeting his somewhat sinister eyes. Years unseen, your eye disease seems worse? Even others eating by real skill seen as tricks? Suggest you find time to see ophthalmology, after all, bad eyesight, business easy to lose. Pfft, nearby came someone's unrestrained laugh. Adrian's face instantly turned ashen. Publicly ruffling feathers, my words undoubtedly stabbed his proud self-esteem hard, sprinkled salt. His handsome face visibly darkened, forehead veins faintly throbbing. Surrounding gazes, curious, playful, gloating, like needles pricking his most cared face. Stella. He almost gnashed low roar, voice suppressing storm, you think fake identity, clinging to. He hostilely glanced Mia, can posture before me? Don't forget how you knelt begging me not to divorce. Boom. This sentence like thunder bomb, exploding by ear. A cold anger instantly rushed from Saul's to head. Blood seemed congealed. Kneeling, begging him? Yes. In that humiliating rainy night, in extreme despair and breakdown, I did humbly grab his hem, plead not to abandon me, give chance. That was my life's most unbearable scene. The shame I desperately wanted to bury, forget. Now, publicly torn open by him so contemptuously, venomously. Surrounding air thoroughly quiet. Countless gazes focused on me, with astonishment, inquiry, even pity. Adrian seeing my instantly pale face, eyes flashed cruel pleasure. He thought hit my vital. At this moment, a abrupt familiar phone ring suddenly exploded in silent hall. Cold, sharp, disdainful male voice, through my handbag phone speaker, clearly, unreservedly echoed under brilliant crystal chandeliers, into every ear, Stella, without me, you couldn't even afford a beggar's bowl on the street. Voice not loud, yet each word like thunder. Whole venue dead silent. All stunned. Adrian's face color whoosh drained clean. Like struck by invisible lightning, whole person stiff on spot, pupils suddenly enlarged, filled with extreme shock, incredulity and, public stripping shame. That voice, his own. His own uttered, extremely sharp judgment. He sharply looked at me, eyes like devouring. I stood under brilliant lights, back straight. After initial astonishment, nearly cold calm swept me. Under countless shocked, probing gazes, I leisurely took out that years-used old phone from handbag. Screen jumping 2 words, scum. I didn't even glance Adrian, fingertips calmly swiped screen. Harsh recording abruptly stopped. I lifted head, gaze calmly swept astonished crowd, finally back to Adrian's paper-pale, distorted face. I slightly tilted head, lips hooked faint yet bone-chilling arc Adrian, my voice not loud, yet clearly pierced stagnant air, see, I not only afford bull, even by copyright of your past golden words, more than enough. This ringtone, satisfied? Boom. Adrian's body shook violently. As if chest hit by huge force. He stared deadly, eyes surging storm, shock, rage, public humiliation, extreme embarrassment, and a strangeness like first truly knowing me. He abruptly raised finger pointing me, fingertip trembling, lips quivering, seeming to roar, curse, rush to tear me. But under all eyes, in those countless play-watching gazes, he Adrian, group lofty president, years operated glamorous image collapsing visibly. You. Throat emitted ho-ho sounds, like trapped, near mad beast. Mia timely stepped out, blocking before me, face with exaggerated, insincere surprise, oh. Adrian. What's wrong? Face so ugly? Unwell? Want me call security to restroom? Security words like last straw. Adrian abruptly stepped back, chest heaving, those eyes once only cold and annoyed to me, now blood red, fixed on my face, full of venom and a fear even he unnoticed. He could no longer endure this hell scene, abruptly turned, almost staggering, in countless sympathetic, disdainful, or pure spectating gazes, embarrassingly rushed out hall door. Back hasty, like bereaved dog. Adrian public ruffling, embarrassed exit farce became that charity night biggest Easter egg. Overnight, news winged, spread whole circle. Shun President charity night gaffe, suspected intense conflict with ex-wife Stella, SX designer. Shocking. SX designer ringtone ex-husband insult recording? Adrian's can't afford bull annual fiercest faceslap material. On wife chasing crematorium highest realm, social death scene. Various clickbait, gossip posts, short video clips, though site banned shooting, always someone got blurry internal info flying everywhere. Adrian's years hard perfect image collapsed overnight. Herdshin Group stock next day open fell several points. Board furious, shareholders seriously questioned Adrian's credibility and emotion management. Even his jewelry brand project implicated, media and netizens repeatedly flogged, mocking outdated concepts, soulless, far inferior to emerging moon dust ruins and rebirth shocking. Adrian thoroughly circle joke. And I, SX Stella, stepping on this huge point, fame soared. Originally attention-grabbing ruins and rebirth series, sales surged again, hard to get. Moon dust brand awareness unprecedented high. Various interview invites, collaboration requests, even luxury brands olive branches, snowflake-like flying. Mia's mouth almost crooked laughing, Stella. You're my lucky star. This wave heat saved tens millions marketing fees. I just smiled. Heat always passes. What truly stands firm forever works themselves. I politely declined most flashy business activities and interviews, only accepted few professional design media deep talks. In talks, I candidly told my 5-year silence, post-divorce struggles, and how in life's ruins rediscovered rebirth process. No misery selling, no sensationalism, just calm statement. That experience painful, but became my most precious nutrient. It clarified much, let me clearer know who I am, what I want. Facing lens, my eyes calm firm, design my language, I use works to tell my story, hope give those in lows a bit microlight power. Talks aired after, response unexpectedly good. SX name no longer just hit designer, endowed symbolic meaning, in adversity breaking cocoon rebirth, turning scars into metals power. My studio formally established, no longer dependent on moon dust, but as independent designer deep cooperate with Mia. Studio name, Light of the Fisher. Adrian no longer appeared before me. Or, he tried. On studio opening day, front desk girl timidly told me, a Mr. Shin, no appointment, but insisted seeing me, waited long in downstairs lobby. I walked to window, looked down. Downstairs parked familiar black Maybach. Adrian leaned by car, expensive suit, figure still tall, but back exuded indescribable dejection and loneliness. He looked up at my studio floor, unknown thoughts. I glanced once, then closed blinds. Tell that gentleman, designer Stella very busy, doesn't see unappointed guests. Later, heard he through channels sent things. Expensive jewelry, rare leather Hermes bags, even astonishing amount check, signed Adrian. These, I didn't even unpack, directly had assistant return intact. Later, at high-end art auction, unexpectedly met Leo secretary. He looked older, seeing me, expression complex, with respect and subtle sigh. Designer Stella. He slightly bowed. Secretary Leo, long time. My attitude mild. After pleasantries, he hesitated, still low said, Designer Stella, Adrian he, actually always concerned you. Last charity night, big blow to him. He, regrets. Regret? I picked up waiter's champagne, gently swirled golden liquid, watching bubbles rise, burst. Secretary Leo, I looked at him, eyes calm, thank Adrian's concern for me. As for regret. I paused, mouth raised faint, no temperature smile. That's his matter, irrelevant to me. Auction climax, a finale jewelry bid. When auctioneer unveiled red velvet, displaying named SX Kiss Mark platinum diamond necklace, whole venue low gasps. That was my independent studio's first unique haute couture piece. Design inspiration from Divorce Night Storm and Starry Sky. Cold platinum chain like rain threads, central main diamond cut irregular starburst, surrounded inlaid tiny sapphires, like stars falling kiss marks, brilliant with broken beauty. Bidding exceptionally fierce. Finally, by mysterious phone bidder, at jaw-dropping sky price taken. Auction hammer fall instant, applause thunderous. I stood under spotlight, accepting congratulations, face with composed smile. Gaze inadvertently swept venue corner. A familiar yet strange figure, in dim light, quietly watching me. It was Adrian. He sat there, no bidding, just watching. Across noisy crowd, across brilliant lights, across uncrossable time torrent. His eyes complex extreme. Shock, pain, unwillingness, regret, finally precipitated into bottomless, dead gray defeat. He watched me, this woman once discarded like worn shoe, now at height he can't reach, radiant. I calmly withdrew gaze, no more look. Heart lake, clear, no more ripples. Auction end, I linked specially came to support Mia, prepare leave. Just to door, a figure rushed, blocked before me. Adrian. He obviously drank much, face flushed, eyes dispersed, heavy alcohol reek, usual meticulous suit disheveled. Completely notion president decency. Stella. His voice hoarse, with near-despair urgency, Stella, wait. Mia immediately alertly blocked, Adrian. What you want? Stay away from Stella. Adrian like unheard, bloodshot eyes fixed on me, full of obsession. Stella. I know wrong, really know wrong. His voice choked, incoherent, come back okay? We remarry. All mine yours. Shin Group, all my assets, to you. As long as you back. Saying, he actually gestured to kneel before me. Back then I bastard. I blind. I wronged you. I kneel. Apologize. Forgive me. Body swaying, really about to kneel. Surrounding not yet dispersed guests and reporters instantly stunned by sudden change. Countless gazes and lenses instantly focused. Mia angry face pale, Adrian. Want face no more. In this chaotic moment. I didn't retreat, nor panic. I just quietly watched him, this man once godlike, devil-like in my life, now like gambler lost all, embarrassingly grabbing last straw. Eyes no hate, no grudge, not even ripple. Only thorough calm and subtle pity. At his knees about to touch ground instant, I spoke. Voice not loud, yet unusually clear piercing surrounding noise, Adrian. His half-kneel action abruptly stiffened, looked up at me, eyes igniting pathological hope. I looked at him, word by word clearly, current you, unworthy of current me. Finished, I no more glance him, nor mind surrounding instant uproar and flashes. I calmly linked Mia's arm, back straight, in heels, under countless gazes, against Adrian thorough despair, soul-drained limp background, composedly, without looking back, walked out venue door. Outside, night just right. Stars full sky. Belonging to Stella's rebirth, just beginning.